you're a 168 fighter. And I know it sounds crazy, but if he were to like turn around and be like, hey, yeah, I'll fight David.
Yeah, that would be dope. I have a lot of respect for Terence Crawford. Yeah. And just because I want to fight, if we would fight doesn't mean we have hard feelings for each other. He's definitely a great fighter. I'd love to fight him.
I need to get, I would love to get it. I just don't think he'll come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
When you see a tweet that says, hey, can you make 168, David, from Turkey? Can he still make 168? You seeing him now training at second fight at 175?
Yeah, I think he's super young still. I think definitely, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the opportunity.
Terence Crawford versus David Benavidez, the matchup everyone's waiting for. Jose Benavidez Sr. confirmed that David can drop back to 168 to face Crawford.
He was, I think, referring to maybe if David could go and fight Crawford. Like, that's crazy.
To be honest, that would be even an embarrassment to me to say, David's too big for Crawford. Now who said that, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the opportunity.
It'll be tough for David, but he can do it. He moved up to 175 more for opportunities than weight. And when Turki Alshik brings in that big Saudi money, any fighter can find a way to make weight.
Can you still make 168?
To be honest with you, man, let Terence Crawford live. That's his weight class. I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable at 170.
In fact, Turki even tweeted that David can still make 168. So don't be surprised if Crawford versus Benavidez shapes up next year. With Crawford's IQ and movement against Benavidez's thunderous power, it would be a fight that's as much chess as it is violence.
You were at 168. When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. When you look.
Right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no.
The stakes are huge, legacy on one side, a statement to make on the other, with massive eyeballs and pay-per-view potential. If promoters make it happen, expect intense training camps, smart weight management, and a fight night no boxing fan will want to miss. Keep your alerts. This could go from rumor to reality fast.
Posted on social media asking if David Benavidez is still capable of making it down to 168. Now, we're not sure if this little tease that Turki made was targeted as a hint for a future fight between Crawford and Benavidez, or Canelo versus Benavidez.
Just as excitement built for Crawford versus Benavidez, Blue Blood Sports TV hit with a reality check on David Benavidez. They didn't hold back, basically saying, "Hold up, champ. You can't call Crawford an opportunist when you were chasing that same Canelo fight." And they're right, you can't rewrite history just because the spotlight passed you by.
Crawford achieved is massive compared to yourself that people say technically should have been at 175. So you cannot discredit Terence Crawford and say he's an opportunist, because this is the same version of Canelo Alvarez that you wanted to fight. And you would have wanted to get all the credit in the world for beating this Canelo, and you wouldn't have wanted to hear people talk about you as an opportunist and you fought a version of Canelo Alvarez that was washed up.
Benavidez spent years chasing Canelo across divisions like a Pokemon. Now that Bud got the fight, suddenly it's, oh, that Canelo was old. Come on, that's like saying you didn't want the cake after someone else ate it. Sure, Benavidez deserved that fight years ago, and WBC politics held him back, but discrediting Crawford now is just emotional cardio.
Discredit Terence Crawford's victory. That's nasty work, bro. And you one of my guys, you know that. And shout out to your father and your brother. Don't let these people put batteries in your back for you to discredit Terence Crawford's victory. Don't let it happen, bro. We know a disservice was done to you. We know you should have been got the Canelo Alvarez fight. We already know that. But don't say this was a washed-up version of Canelo Alvarez, because you would have accepted this same fight and won it all.
The truth is, Bud did what no one else dared, moved up 21 pounds to face a guy everyone else avoided. If David plans to drop back to 168 for Crawford, I respect that, it's gutsy. But until that bell rings, let's not forget Crawford just rewrote boxing physics. Love him or hate him, Bud made history, and the only opportunism was his perfect timing, making everyone else look small.
So you would have fought the same version of Canelo Alvarez and expected all the credit in the world. So you can't discredit Terence Crawford and say his fight and beating him was opportunist.
Just when the Bud vs. Benavidez saga was heating up, a new twist hits. Team Crawford says Bud wants $100 million for his next fight. That's not a purse, that's a Powerball dream. Love Bud all you want, but unless Turki Alshik starts printing money in Riyadh, who's signing that check?
I'm going to start off with what Bernie of Team Crawford said, right? He says, quote, I think Terence Crawford is done. If it ain't $100 million to go down and fight those guys like Janabek, Edislandi Lara, and Carlos Adames, let them guys do all the hard work. $100 million? What you think you got? Kelsey Grammer? Chelsea Clinton?
But let's be real, this move screams, I've conquered boxing. Now pay me like a legend. Crawford just dismantled Canelo, so of course he feels untouchable. But naming fights like Janbek and Carlos Adams for $100 million? That's not boxing, that's premium fantasy mode. Still, you've got to respect the confidence. Bud's basically saying, if I step in the ring again, I'm taking generational money or sitting with generational wealth. And honestly, you can't be mad, he's earned it. Now it's up to the boxing world to see if they can match that price.
Now, you know, I'm not mad at it. Crawford's team, they want $100 million. You know, Crawford needs $100 million to perform or to get back in the ring, or he might retire. Then, in my opinion, if that is your real asking price, you might have to retire, because no one needs to see a Canelo rematch. And fights like Lara, Janabek, and
right after Crawford dropped the $100 million bomb, he went full story mode on how the Canelo idea even started. And it's wild, it wasn't some random money grab. It was Bill Haney, Devin's dad, who planted the Canelo seed before Crawford even fought Spence. Imagine being in the gym and Bill just strolls up, forget Spence, Bud. Chase Canelo. Bud looks at him and thinks, man, that dude's big. Then he checks again and goes, wait, we're the same height. That's when the light bulb went off.
For real? I thought this was after. No, this is before. Crawford Spence won. He said, man, don't even stop chasing Errol Spence. He was like, man, the guy to focus and chase is Canelo. Really? He was like, man, you can beat him. He was like, man, Spence, Canelo. And like every time I see him, he'd be like, Canelo.
And honestly, that's the beauty of Bud. He doesn't act on ego, he acts on belief. He studied Canelo's game like it was homework for a championship thesis. You can see Bill Haney's advice stuck in his head the right way. When Canelo's team claimed Crawford doesn't sell, Bud basically said, cool, then don't say my name. I'm the ticket now. That's vintage Bud, calm on the outside, but you know someone's getting cooked later.
I mean, I'm like, all right, we the same height, around the same size. Like, he a little thicker, okay. I'm starting to look into it now because he already planted the seed, but now I'm like looking into it. Like, let me see what Bill look at now, what he see. So I'm, oh, okay. This is what he talking about. Cause he like, man, he's not a big dude. And he just kept saying he's not a big dude and you can beat him. And then when I looked into it, I'm like, damn, Bill right. You know what I mean?
And just when you thought the Canelo story was wild, the behind-the-scenes stuff takes it further. Bud spent 9 hours negotiating in Saudi, sitting in a back room like he's trying to unlock a secret boss level. Surrounded by people speaking another language, texting, calling, whispering, he's just there saying, I just want to talk to Turkey. But they said no, apparently Turkey's his friend and might go easy on him. Imagine being too likable to negotiate your own deal. That's when it hit me, this isn't a regular fighter. Bud runs his business like the CEO of Team Crawford Enterprises, no lawyer, no middleman, just him, standing his ground for 9 hours while both sides leave half satisfied, half broken.
Then we went to the little back room, and we was there for like 9 hours, going back and forth.
Dang.
You know, they not budging, I'm not budging. I'm in that mug like this. I'm like,
by yourself?
By myself. And they like, and they calling Turkey. He's not. they talking in their language and texting, and we going.
That's when you know it's real. When he said, it wasn't the deal they wanted or the deal I wanted, but it's done, you could feel the chess move click. He didn't just secure a fight, he secured a legacy clause. And let's be honest, when people say Crawford did it for the money, stop it. Bud literally said, who's fighting for free? And he's right. You and I wouldn't clock into work for exposure, so why should he? The dude's been blackballed, underestimated, and told he doesn't sell. And yet, here he is, negotiating in a different continent, chasing greatness like it owes him rent. You've got to respect that. Bud's not just fighting opponents anymore. He's fighting systems, narratives, and time itself. And he's still winning every round.
I get the deal done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can see Turkey when you get the deal done. And I'm like, oh, man, listen. Y'all talking about ain't making sense.
Yeah.
You know
Did you have a number though?
Yeah.
Or you kind of had a number like, I want to be in this range,
yeah,
right?
I had a number and it was just like, they like, man, listen, we gonna have to talk. so we all in that motherfucker for like, you know what I mean, 9 hours, dog.
9 hours, bro.
I'm telling you. I'm
straight?
Straight.
Here's the wild part. Crawford versus Benavidez isn't just another fight, it's a full-blown power play in boxing's new era. Legacy versus youth, IQ versus aggression, pride on the line. Whether at 168 or 175, both are chasing the next mountain. But who wants it more? Is Bud still hungry after conquering Canelo, or is Benavidez ready to prove he's more than the guy who didn't get the call? Either way, the world's watching, and if Turki Alshik drops that royal check, it's go time. So I'll ask you, who wins? The technician or the monster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Hub. More fire is coming soon. See you in the next one.